Hi, good morning, and thank you for coming here today on the last day of the conference and one of the earliest presentations. If you're here, you are a true DJ. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So my name is Nathan Galindo. I'm a student at Baylor University, founder of Liz, but most importantly, I'm a Solana ambassador, and I help lead the university relations team at the Solana Foundation. So today, we're going to be talking about the history of Solana University, its past, its present, and of course, its future. We're going to be discussing how far Solana U has come since its launch, reflecting on our remarkable progress since we launched last year. Secondly, we're going to gain valuable insight from the experiences of Solana U ambassadors, some of whom are in the audience today. And lastly, we're going to touch on what's next for Solana U, our aspirations and our goals. So, in the words of one of our leaders, Dana the Genius, academia today is captured by rigid bureaucracies that often teach students irrelevant material that rarely speaks to their interests. At the same time, disruptive innovations such as blockchain technology are taking form outside of our curriculums, but hardly any institutions are giving them the attention they rightly deserve. Thus, Solana U was born. Thus, Solana U was born. It's important to note, however, that as Anatoly Yakovenko likes to say, we stand on the shoulders of giants. Paradoxically, a lot of the innovations that make blockchain technology possible were founded in research institutions. As a matter of fact, about 80 to 90% of the research that made Bitcoin possible was research in academic universities in the 80s and the 90s. And so we created Solana U in order to penetrate these academic institutions and make meaningful connections with the students and the professors and the faculty that will ultimately contribute back to our ecosystem and create a more vibrant and innovative culture within Solana. As an ecosystem, it is integral that we stay close to the academic roots in order to stay the course of thoughtful and deliberate innovation. Last year at Breakpoint 2022, Dana gave a presentation on the necessity and aspirations of the Solana U program as it was being devised. She talked on how important it was for the Solana community to touch grass and connect in person. Since then, the Solana community has exploded and become a home to innovators and students all across the world. We've launched the first Solana Accelerator. We've established connections with students in over 20 countries. Our students these days make up nearly 50% of all Solana Hackathon entries, and at this year's Breakpoint event, we've invited over 200 students to join us. Here's to 200 more next year. So, as I prepared for my presentation, I spoke with a number of Solana U ambassadors that helped make this program possible. One of them, Adil, who's sitting in the audience today. Can we give him a round of applause? Let's give Adil a round of applause. Okay. So, in all of my conversations, I was reminded of the power of connection and the indescribable vibe that makes our community so special. Beyond the technical innovations that make Solana so great, the true miracle, the lightning in a bottle, is that we've cultivated a community of people that truly care. If you're in Solana, you want to be in Solana. Probably because you're insane. Solana is the most controversial chain in the industry after all. Probably because you see what the rest of us see. Most likely a little bit of both. Either way, a primary goal of Solana U was to give students like Adil the opportunity to connect with the rest of the community so that we can change the world together. And that's exactly what happened. In my next conversation, I speak with Joey Mir, who's one of the co-founders of Stockpile. So, once upon a time, at the New York Hacker House, Adil met Joey, a student from Clemson who was building a fundraising platform on Solana called Stockpile. Since connecting, the two have joined forces to take Stockpile to the next level, and they've recently launched version 2 of their app, which I think deserves another round of applause. Absolutely. In short, Solana U today is best characterized by the meaningful relationships that were made between ambitious students like Adil and like Joey to make products and to create initiatives that will go on to change our ecosystem and ultimately the world. But what does Solana's future hold? When outlining Solana's future, I like to use the acronym FATE. What does Solana U's FATE? Let's discuss it. F is for founders. This past year, Solana U inspired and challenged students to create a better world by launching projects they believed in. We created founders. A is for accelerators. Through accelerators with an emphasis on product development and mentorship, we will continue to create founders that will lead the decentralized future. E is for engagement. This past year, we realized that the most effective way to launch blockchain education on campuses is to create our own lanes through student organizations. We will continue to engage students by cultivating and sponsoring blockchain clubs at universities, such as my own home university, Baylor, in Waco, Texas. Finally, T is for touching grass. Meaningful relationships are what hold us together. This will never change. This is our future. This is what makes us strong and persists the FUD that has plagued Solana in the past few years. In order to cultivate friendships and deep working relationships within the space, we will continue to help students connect with others within and outside their communities. Like I mentioned previously, today we invited over 200 students to Breakpoint. Here's to 200 more next year. This is Solana U's fate. Solana is uniquely positioned to solve some of the world's hardest challenges. But first, we need to activate the builders and the creators in the space that will build these solutions. We need to activate the students. They're not the heroes we deserve, but they're the heroes we need. Thank you for your time.